Okay, so you parked 7/8 of a mile from the football stadium. You walk at a constant speed of 3 1/4 miles per hour. The game starts in 14 minutes. Will you make it to the stadium before the game starts? Okay, so is this talking about a ratio, a rate, or a unit rate?
Unit rate.
Okay, it's talking about a unit rate because it's talking about 3/4 of a mile per hour. Okay, but what is this units talking about?
Minutes. How many minutes?
How many minutes? So instead of being in 3/4 of a mile per hour, what do we really need to be in?
Minutes.
Probably minutes. Okay, so how would I convert that into how fast I was going per minute?
Oh, so 60.
Okay, times the, okay, think about what you just said. If I'm going out and I'm walking 3/4 of a mile, that's pretty far, right? And I'm doing that every hour. So if I multiply by 60, that means I just did that for 60 hours.
No. Divide by 60.
Divide by 60. Because you want to take the hour and break it into the smaller parts. How many small things do I have that make up 3/4? Does that make sense? Okay, so 3 1/4 divided by 60, because I want it down to 1 minute. All right, so that would be what? 13/4 times 1/60. All right, so 13/240. And then my units then would be miles per minute. So miles per minute. The way I explained it last hour, because this got them stuck for like an hour. I said, okay, if you're driving in your car 60 miles per hour. Okay, how much do I go every minute? A mile, 1 mile. Does that make sense? The units had to get smaller. So that's why this is pretty tiny, right? You want this to be tiny because you're going to do it 60 times, and if you did that 60 times, you would get to 3/4. 3 1/4. Okay. All right. Now, how long do I have to get there?
14 minutes.
So what do I need to do?
You need to look at how many miles you're going.
I parked away 7/8. Okay. So here's how fast I can go. What do I need to do?
Multiply by 14.
Multiply by 14. Because I have 14 minutes to get there. That's going to tell me how far I can get. This is how fast I'm going per minute. I have 14 minutes to get there.
So you're going 200.
Well, this is a hard fraction for us to visualize, right? And that's okay. I mean, we got to think a little abstract here. We're not really sure how fast that is. Okay, so here's this. I can do this amount every minute. I have 14 minutes to go. Okay, see if that makes sense.
Can you cross multiply? No, I don't understand.
You can cross reduce, not cross multiply. Sure. So this would be, what, 7? This would be 120. Okay, now multiply. So 120 times 1 is 120. What's 13 times 7? 91. Oh, thank you. Okay, now, so basically I'm saying, hey, I can walk 91 1/20.
Oh boy.
You're like,
No.
well, how far is... Okay, so that's what we got to know. So what I would do if this were me, and it is me, I would look at their decimal, okay? So I'd say, okay, if I said 91 divided by 120, okay, so this is this, which is really close to 3/4. Do you agree? About 3/4 of a mile? Okay, now, how far is that then? 7 divided by 8 is 0.875. So would I make it? No. This is not enough. Sophia.
Are you supposed to leave the 14?
No, because I'm just multiplying by 14, not dividing. Okay, let's look at the, do you guys get this okay?
No.
Okay, well, if you got stuck, you need to tell me where so I can fix it. Oh. I am looking at you because you're the one who said you didn't get it.
I have notes.
You have notes.
I'm just confused why you multiplied it by 14.
Because I have 14 minutes. This is how fast I can go per minute. Okay, this is like me saying, I can go 2 feet per minute, and I'm walking. How far can I go?
13.
How? Sure I can. It's just a number. It's no different than saying a regular number. So if I can go 2 feet per minute, and I walk 14 minutes, I can go 28. I'm just multiplying it by 14. You sure? Don't let that this is a funky number mess up your math. You're still doing the same math as if it was a regular number. Okay? All right, let's look at this last one. to do this in different orders to hopefully make sense. Because you and your friends are making 4 different, and I think they should have added the word sizes or size batches of the same soup, because I think it would have made a lot more sense. Okay, how much of each ingredient do you need to complete each batch? So what this is talking about in real life is, let's say that your mom makes a chili soup at home, okay, or a cheese soup or something. Is she going to use the same size batches as our cafeteria staff? No, they're going to use a lot more. Okay, but they could make it the same. They could make it taste the same as long as they kept the ratios the same, which, haha, is the key of what we're talking about, right, is ratios. This is all in the same units. It's in cups and cups, so we're literally talking about ratios here. Okay, so these are all ratios. So here's where I would start. I would start on letter B so that I can look at the ratio here in a minute. Am I able to find this answer?
Yes.
How would I find that?
By multiplying.
I would multiply by 4.
Because you know what batch A is, batch B.
Okay, batch B, this, look what it's saying. Here's the broth. Here's the rice. What does this one say?
Just add.
Just add them. Just add them together.
Oh, I got that.
Just add them together.
Oh.
Yep. So for B,
Adding is so hard with batch.
no, it's not. They already have a common denominator.
Oh, yeah, because you're adding the common denominator.
Some of you are doing it mentally
Just
already.
4.5.
It is. Wow. 4.5? Okay. 4.5. Okay.
It was 4.5.
All right. The next one then that I want to do is I want to look at letter D. And actually, before we move on from B, I want to find the ratio of this. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say, because it doesn't matter, I'm just going to say I want to figure out broth to rice. Okay, broth to rice. So how would I set that up?
3 3/4 over 3.
Good.
Over 2. Right.
And I'm going to divide. Yes. So what would this be? 12, 13, 14, 15 fourths times 4/3. Good.
Yeah, and you can cross reduce.
You cross reduce. What do I get here?
5.
5. And it would be 5 to 1. Okay, now, I want you to think for a minute. Use your brain. This means 5 to 1. What does that mean in this problem?
Then everything's 5 to 1.
Okay.
The broth is 5 cups of rice.
Yes. So if I take 1 cup of rice and put it in, I need 5 cups of broth.
Okay, so does that mean...
Which means now I want you to go to D and do this mentally. How much broth and how much rice would we need? Because that's going to help us with the other ones. What?
No.
You heard someone say it. Where'd that come from? 15 and 3. Yes. Okay, now last hour they needed me to help explain this.
I
Okay.
get it.
So you have 1 cup of rice. How many cups of broth? How many cups total is that? 6. Okay, how much am I supposed to have? 18. So if I do 2 cups of rice, how much broth?
10.
10. How much is all that together?
Not 18.
Not 18.
12.
No.
Because you just do 6 and 3.
Okay, then I do 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of rice. 5, 5, and 5 is 15, which is a total of 18. Okay, which means that I always want 5 times more of this, which is why it's 5 to 1. Okay, so now, can we do, okay, listen, I know you're going to do, whoa. Okay, can we do letter C now?
I can do it all. Multiply by 5. I don't understand.
You just multiply this by 5.
Oh, okay. And if you're doing A, then you just divide it by 3?
No,
By 5?
So close, Eva, so close. Okay, 1 7/8 times 5. That's all we gotta do. And now we're gonna get our broth. So let's see, what is that? 15 over 8 times 5 over 1. Cannot cross reduce. So that's 75 over 8.
85 over 8, yep.
And how many times is 8 going to 75? 9 times, with how many left over?
3.
So 9 and 3/8.
Oh, and then to do that, you just divide by 5.
Okay. Yes, now we're getting there. And so now if we want broth and we want the rice,
divide by 5.
Divide by 5. Good. Okay, now, how would you find the total cups?
You just add them.
You just add them. So I'm not going to add them, but that's all you have to do. Okay, and since I feel like you guys picked up on this really quick, I'm not going to do that one. But all you have to do is divide by 5, and you would have that one too. Okay? All right. Very good.